Here in California, in elementary school, Yvonne worked through recess to help mentor physically and mentally challenged students her own age. The power in that deep sense of care for and connection with another person didn't leave her as she found herself in traumatic medical circumstances that made her see nurses as a lifeline. Now she's being recognized for becoming that lifeline for thousands of other women. Meet Yvonne, one of our Remarkable Woman contest finalists.
Everyone's 6 feet apart. Everyone had on their chair a hand sanitizer and a mask with our names on it. Everyone got a single lunch that was decorated in a nice white box with a croissant sandwich.
Throwing a COVID wedding with all the romantic safety precautions was a way to bring light and life to some of the darkest days of 2020. It's just one example of how Yvonne Moore tries to live every day looking for the can when other folks might be all too focused on the can't.
I just pray before I get there, whoever you'll have me cross paths with, that's where I want to be.
The there is Methodist Hospital, and for 20 years, those on her path have been expectant mothers faced with one of the biggest challenges of their lives. You're meeting people at this incredibly stressful moment when they're obviously out of their mind, panicked, afraid, have no idea that they can really pull this off. We know what they're going to get at the end of it because they're walking away with what you call the perfect prize of this precious little baby. What do you get out of going through that process with someone?
I really believe transparency of self leads to transformation of others. I say it all the time.
She sees that transformation come in a few hours as nervous pregnant women literally push through their fears and become self-assured, albeit exhausted, post-delivery mothers. And she sees it over years as sharing her own story gives these intimate strangers strength to build a new future for themselves and their babies. As an unmarried new Christian,
part of the job is his son.
When her oldest son was being born 28 years ago and his dad was dying.
I remember hiding my stomach and, feeling ashamed. And the pastor of a church walked past me and then he backed up and he said, God wanted me to tell you that we make mistakes, but he doesn't. And that set me free.
Freed her to accept herself and then dedicate her life to helping others become proud mothers who can still achieve even if they're delivering in the middle of less than ideal life circumstances.
I always tell them, look what I did, and I let my test be my testimony, and even if you're sitting there breastfeeding, take a class online. It's not the same as, I literally carted Elijah to school with a stroller, and sat in the back of the class and rocked him, while I studied.
On that kind of foundation, she's built a confidence and a faith that's grown over the years into her family motto for 2021. Straight God, no chaser. It's not a condemnation, but a belief in the compilation of messy miracles that can push anyone to a best self ready to lift others up.
To be light, in the time of darkness.
Yvonne is developing Straight God No Chaser into a lifestyle brand with her oldest son, the one she talked about carting off to nursing school with her. He is now a pastor. The newlywed nurse is also still parenting a 22-year-old son and 14-year-old twins while she coaches other women into parenthood.